You ever have those moments where you feel completely and utterly drained, but on paper you're crushing it? You're getting everything done? Well, we're going to talk about a kind of burnout that's hiding in plain sight, one that a lot of high functioning people know all too well. Let's get into it. So, let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You're the strong friend. You're the one who's always got it together, always reliable, the person everyone turns to when things get tough. And whenever someone asks how you're doing, the answer is automatic. I'm fine. Even when you're really, really not. And that's really the heart of the matter, isn't it? It's this invisible weight. It's not just about being helpful or being strong. It's the emotional load you carry from constantly, and I mean constantly, having to project that image of composure for everybody else. Okay, so let's really dig into this feeling. What's going on behind the scenes, psychologically? What's the real cost of being the person who is perpetually fine? Look, this isn't about just one bad day or a tough week at work. No. We're talking about a deep, deep mental exhaustion that builds up over time from that constant, relentless pressure to perform. It's that feeling of having to be on all the time with no off switch for way, way too long. This whole experience is so common, but we almost never talk about it. But what's wild is that it actually has a name. We can finally put a label on what this is. And there it is, quiet burnout. Now, the source material we're looking at also gives it a more clinical name, burnout from functionality. And that's the key right there. This is a specific kind of burnout that isn't born from failing. It's born from the crushing weight of succeeding, of functioning at a high level without a break. And this is exactly why it's so sneaky and so dangerous. Because from the outside, everything looks great. You're still hitting your deadlines, you're showing up for people, you're that reliable person everyone counts on. But inside, man, you are running on empty. So what happens then? What's the ultimate result of this quiet burnout? Well, it fundamentally changes how you experience your own life. It basically rewires your entire operating system. Just look at this comparison. On one hand, you have a life of discovery. That's about growth. It's about being truly present in the moment. But quiet burnout, it shoves you over into this other column, maintenance mode. Your growth stalls out and becomes stasis. Being present just turns into a performance. And the big one, living, turns into merely existing. And this is really the end of that road. This is what maintenance mode feels like. It's that awful feeling of being, as the source so perfectly puts it, tired of existing. You're just going through the motions, right? Ticking the boxes. But that spark, that joy, that sense of actually living your life, it's just gone. So when you hit this point of complete mental exhaustion, when you're just existing, your mind starts screaming for one very, very specific thing. It knows what it needs. Just think about that state for a second. You're constantly performing, constantly available, constantly holding it all together for everyone around you. And after all that output, after being under all that pressure for so long, what you need becomes crystal clear. It boils down to just one thing. And this is it. It's not about wanting a vacation to the beach. It's not even just about needing a day off. It's a profound psychological need for a pause, a real break from the relentless demand to be composed, a moment where you don't have to be fine for anybody, not even for yourself. So that's what this all leads to. It's a validation of that deep, nagging craving you might be feeling for a real break. And maybe, just maybe, giving yourself permission to stop, to not be okay for a little while, is the most functional and healthy thing you can possibly do. So the only real question left is, what happens when you finally let yourself pause?